Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's running of the Chapman Marathon 200 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And alongside me tonight, Patrick Morrison. Patrick, welcome aboard.
Hey, how's it going, Tim? Man, I'm excited about tonight here running with the running here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Tonight is a new league that we have not broadcasted for before, Racing Revolution, right here on 10-4 Broadcasting. Got a great group out here tonight. It looks like 17 drivers have qualified, and we are getting these guys set up and ready to go here at Charlotte.
Yeah, and a little inside here with Charlotte Motor Speedway is we are going to be, this is a 1.5-mile track. We are going to be running 200 laps here. These guys run 100% fuel tanks, but fortunately they'll have a 7 set of tires, and I fully expect them to be using every single set tonight. So also with these guys, there are no fast repairs. So you see one of these guys get bent up or get into the wall, I mean that may or break their night here tonight, Tim. I mean, just you got so many factors coming into this one. I mean, with the track temp, being around 93 degrees, the air temp's a little warmer than normal. But I mean, heck, even here today, it was 90, 100 degrees outside. So I think some tire traction issues may be at hand.
Today, you mean right now? It's still hot here. I don't know.
Oh yeah. But yeah, a little cooler and a little cooler here at Charlotte with the Racing Revolution coming out here and going to put on one heck of a show for 200 laps. So I mean, Tim, I'm real excited to see what these boys can put down out here and really be able to rip around this track.
And I will say that they this is their longest race of the season. Looking at the rest of the schedule, some really great tracks that these guys are going to be coming to. Let's take a look really quick. Next week, they're at Dover, then the Glen, Pocono, Talladega, Kansas, Nashville, and they end at Phoenix.
Wow. Yeah, all those are really tough tracks, with Phoenix and the dogleg. You got Watkins Glen and everybody having the problem with the bus stop and the carousel.
Yep.
And wow. And Pocono, where all three turns are different. And so it's great to see them, really kind of mix and match. Some you see only runs those super speedways, or stick to short tracks. These guys are going to do more of the testing of your actual ability to drive and be able to handle these Xfinity cars around here, Tim.
Yep, and it looks like we're getting ready to go green here, and our pole setter, Ray Lene, is going to take the green flag here, coming down to the green flag. Everybody getting buckled up here. 200 laps here at Charlotte. Green flag is in the air, and he gets a great start there on that outside lane.
Oh yeah, Nick Alves kind of having to hang back there in the second position and kind of make sure he gets lined up here. Is Kevin Orlando running in the third position, really kind of having to stack up there, running too wide. So you haven't seen these guys a single file yet, but yeah, great move by Ray Lene there, staying out front.
And down to the inside of him, Nick has a really good line there in that 24 car. Get a closer look here. Whoa, just barely leads that first lap in that number 44. That 24 car looks really fast on that inside lane.
Yeah, and it's no feat to definitely just kind of be able to take this one away here tonight. I mean, you're going to have so many opportunities, but it's going to be how you handle that tunnel turn coming out of 4 is not kind of riding up and hitting that wall, and how you kind of set up on the front stretch here. I think may be the decision maker here tonight. Man, yeah, as Ray's doing a great job there on that 44 car, staying out front and now actually starting to put a little bit of distance, not too much. He's probably about 2 or 3 tenths of a second ahead here, Tim. So, man, what a great first couple laps here. I mean, everybody kind of calmed down. Everybody kind of slicing and moving through here. I mean, if anybody normally turns into some of our 10-4 broadcasts, sometimes those first couple laps are pretty rough. People get bumping and banging. We have a few cautions, but I mean, we're already 4 or 5 laps in here, and I mean, these guys are starting to find their groove, start getting these tires seated in, and really starting to push around the track here.
That's something that's really nice about Charlotte Motor Speedway, and especially in these Xfinity cars. A groove can be made. And if I'm not mistaken, I did see that there is going to be a caution on lap 50. So, and that 54 car is pushing hard in the center of these corners.
Let's see, the 54. Yeah. I was up there with Raider earlier, trying to see, see how he was doing up front there, because he's kind of having to move through, in that Chapman vehicle. That Ford hanging up top, but the 27 looks like he's moving on the inside of him, trying to push around and really kind of push his luck here, whether he's going to be able to hang there on that turn there on the outside. Tim, they're starting to stack up. Oof.
Oh, and that 53 gets really tight, gets all the way up against that wall. There's still plenty of space here. There's plenty of space to go 3 wide in these corners. Not what you want to do typically, but if you got to get that extra space, you have the room to do so. And it looks like just this inside lane, these guys have to check up, and that outside lane is able to prevail each time through the exit of turn 4, as the 53 now fully moves by Kevin Orlando.
Yeah. Now, do you think riding that outside lane, Tim, in your opinion, are we going to deal with any kind of a right rear tire wear issue, riding so high, or is we going to, kind of favor more on the tire conservation issue, not diving so low?
I think we would favor more on the tire conservation, not diving so low, because it's the 0-2 of James
like
Loveland gets into the wall just a little bit. Now, do want to note this real quick, and I'll get back to your question. There are no fast repairs, so damage that you do get, you're going to have to fix on pit road, under green or under caution. So keep that in mind. These drivers are trying to conserve everything, their tires and their damage. But back to what you were asking about, I think, a track like Charlotte, a lot more problems arise when you keep riding that inside lane, especially when you're battling side by side. Kind of slows your car down. You're using more tire when you're riding that inside lane. So that's why you see a couple of these guys staying in that high line and just cruising around, and they keep, as the 3-4-1 and the 0-2 get together. I think the 0-2 thought he was clear.
Yeah. We are noticing a little bit of James Loveland there, kind of clipping that wall. See, I'm wondering if he's having an aerodynamic issue at this point, because he has clipped that wall a couple times. I'm not sure if that right front is really starting to get some damage on there. If he's starting to, it looks like he's got a pretty good bend there up in the front there, Tim. I'm hoping that fender's not going to cut that tire down on him. So he's got to. Yeah, he may have to kind of sit back a little bit and kind of mind his P's and Q's here, because every second counts when it comes to pit road, and last thing you want to do is be spending most of your time out there, on pit road making that repair. So James Loveland, he's going to be trying to take his time here and hopefully kind of calm down a little bit, or otherwise this crew chief's going to be in his ear.
Yeah, he's man, that's unfortunate. This early in the race. Only on lap 10, and he's already. It looks like he's trying to get out of the way, and that's going to set up for a long night as well. Yeah,
and it's boy, but man, is it going to be an issue if he can't really straighten that out? But we'll go ahead and throw it back up here to old Ray Lene up there in the front. Man, he is pulling away by over a second so far. He is out free and clear. Just absolutely breaking away. So, in the scheme of things, this is kind of what you like to have, out there being able to run his line, not having to worry about somebody behind you or next to you, and just kind of running his race. So, what a great piece of driving he's doing here tonight so far, Tim.
Yeah, and looking at second place right now, has a gap of about 1.6 to make up.
Yeah, and I believe Robert Rader, I believe he won the first couple of races here in this series here with Racing Revolution, kind of being able to stay up stay up and out front. So I know eyeballs are on him. So if he does as well as he says he's doing, Ray is definitely trying to push and stay out front or before he tries to reel him in. But really what you want to see is right here with Nick Alves and Robert Rader here. Those two battling side by side is only just adding to Ray's lead.
Yeah, now the 27 of Kevin Orlando could possibly make a move as well. But this is, as a driver who's trying to track down the leader, this is not what you want to see. And now he's got the lead extended over 2 seconds here early in this race. So as he finally clears the 24 of Nick Alves, going down into turn one, he's going to set his eyes back on the leader. But Nick is not giving up on that inside lane.
Yeah, man. And he's doing a great job. And, Tim, you might want to take a little peek at that chat there. I think we got a few people out there willing to kind of take a peek at who's who and who's saying anything out there, if they're kind of making any kind of...
Who is email?
Yeah. Who's kind of out there shooting their shot there, thinking, I think they may be saying Robert Rader may go ahead and take away this win, but... with that 2-second lead so far, not quite sure what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to take a little peek back here at, let's see, Loveland back here and see how he's doing. Yeah, he seems to calm down a little bit. Doing a great job there. I believe we have Thorpe. Where's Thorpe? And the 77 car. I kind of like Thorpe's car in that 77 car. If you pop back to him, those gold wheels, and I know he's hoping for a good showing tonight. Right now, he's running in the 9th position, trying to stay out there in front of Parker Johnson there. But man, what really kind of having to kind of wrangle that car in here tonight. Not as fast as you would expect him to see kind of running so far. But I mean, hey, we're not even 10% of the race so far, so a lot of running and racing to do here. But now would probably be a good time to give that little shout out to Admin Box there, Tim.
Man, Admin Box, let me tell you, if you're an admin for a league, Admin Box is what you need. Hey, that rhymes. I didn't even. Admin Box is what you need. Anyways, you want to be able to race in your league's races and be able to manage your leagues. Listen, this button box for admins is the perfect thing to go for. And right now, at Admin Box, you can get a discount using 10-4-box, 2 X's at the end. And you can get yours for $125 today. And let me tell you what, you can reach over, clear black flags, throw a caution flag, add an extra lap of pacing. Man, let me tell you, it is the best thing that you can get right now, and for a great price as well.
Yeah, and being able to kind of correct iRacing a little bit. I mean, for this competition caution, that they're going to throw, kind of on lap 50, everybody kind of get their tires checked, and really, with Loveland kind of kept clipping the wall there a little bit, that would be really great for him to be able to go and fix a lot of that damage, so he can salvage the rest of his race there. But, being able to fix, iRacing with their black flags and things like that, a lot of the times you guys reach over and kind of poke around with the keyboard. Say no more. Admin Box has their own little kind of button, has their own button box, and you can program it to what you like to do. But programmed right now is Ray Lene out here out front by over 2 seconds. I mean, pushing along. I mean, just absolutely dominating right now. I mean, Tim, I think it may be a catastrophe to get him really to slow down here, as he is churning along here and doing great. He seems to be really doing this effortlessly.
We're right on board with him, actually. I just want to see what he's doing in the cockpit. I want to listen to where he's letting off, getting back in. Okay, he's letting off there, getting into one, gets down to that inside lane. Starts coming off in the center. He gradually gets it back into that gas and then sends it down the backstretch. Lets off. Just coasts through the corner. Slowly gets back into it. So yeah, he's just taking it really easy, nice and smooth, being the leader. A little loose there off of turn 4, but he is able to keep it under control, and I mean he's extended that lead to about 2.6 seconds.
Yeah, and really kind of doing an amazing job there, but really keeping it under control is taking a look at the Gilberts in the 5th and 6th position, 341 in the 40 car. I mean, these two guys have been linking up, kind of getting nose to bumper there and pushing each other around the track. I mean, I believe Travis, was back there. He was tumbling around up there in the front there for a little bit, and now they're both moving their way on up. So, I want to keep an eye on these two because they were going on the outside of Trevor in the 7. Let's see, in the 13 car. Excuse me, not the 7, 13 car, and kind of pushed around him and really working their way up the track here, Tim. I mean, we're gonna have to keep an eye on them because they are on the move.
Yeah, and Caleb is up 11 spots since the drop of the green flag. Biggest mover of the race right now in that number 40, as he's up to 5th now. And he's, let's look at lap times. His last lap time was a 32.6. He's running lap times comparable to the leader, who just ran a 32.59. So he's not far off of the leader.
No, he's not. And they just kind of got to maintain their line. I mean, we're lap 25 out of 200. So, I mean, we got a long way to go, to get pushed through this thing. But so far, Tim, out of Racing Revolution, this league so far, I am impressed. I mean, we have yet to have a caution yet, and Charlotte being one of my favorite tracks. I mean, there's just so many opportunities and so many places that you can go on this track and different lines that you can take. But man, you're just so fast here, and I am really impressed with the kind of racing I'm seeing out here tonight.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, when you force these drivers to take care of their cars, it changes the game. These guys are out here, they're having to race respectable, not cut each other off, drive each other into the wall. They gotta take care of themselves as well as each other.
Yeah, and they're doing great there. And I believe, did we just see looking like Logan Romney went ahead and worked his way around Parker Johnson there?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't realize I was on him. I was sitting here looking at looking at the names. Oh, you see, so this is James Loveland, who unfortunately earlier got in that incident. This is his second time down pit road. He is trying to recoup from what happened earlier. Oh, yeah. I think he just called it quits, actually.
Yeah, last time I checked, he was about 5 laps down. And I mean, seeing what we got so far, I don't know if there are going to be very many waiver rounds, lucky dog wise, to try to get back on those lead laps. So, you will see this out of drivers occasionally, not just mechanical faults or anything like that, but it's just trying to save other people's races. It's if you're having a bad night or something, you don't want to end up a cause of an incident and absolutely change how the night is run. So, I mean, I give it to him. Better luck next time, or next week, and really be able to put some practice time down and get back out there. So, shout out to you, James Loveland. Better luck next week, bud.
Yeah, still plenty to go in this season. Let me pull up the points real quick. Let's see. Right now, Loveland was 3rd in points coming into tonight. Two top 5s, 2 top 10s. He was actually tied for 2nd place. They both had 80 points. Him and Trevor Earhart, who is currently in 8th in that 13.
Oh yeah, and a quick little update there. Grant Thorpe just kind of took him on the inside, got great runoff too, and cut underneath of Trevor there. And which puts Grant up in the 7th position and getting really a great move on here, with those gold rims. So definitely a flashy car, but he's showing off some flashy moves so far.
Yeah, he's actually 2nd biggest mover behind Caleb Gilbert. So he's up 10 spots since the drop of the green. So he actually started dead last in this race.
Wow.
So hats off to him.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, and you can kind of see, maybe that conservative line is really starting to work out as it looks like he's catching up to Travis Gilbert there, and he might try to make his move on him pretty soon. But, as we've seen before, he kind of taking his time, go ahead and use up that draft, kind of reel him in nice and easy, and then go ahead and work, figure out where he moves his line and get around him here.
He's doing a great job through these corners, being able to come up on Gilbert.
Oh man, yeah.
Look at that pull in right there.
Yeah, another Tennessee resident.
Yeah,
yeah. We know how to race down here, boy. So man, it's really being able to put the pedal in the metal and kind of take your time and get around. So it's doing great. But man, shout out to Trevor Earhart there. Is kind of, trying to kind of falling back there a little bit, having some trouble in that Black Rifle coffee machine, and just kind of, pick and choose his routes, getting around this track here, Tim, because man, it's just there's so many lanes, and I'm just wondering if the track is starting to change, because you notice, we have a lot more guys starting to run more of that mid lane, instead of diving down, touching that left front tire on that paint, and also not as high, as we saw, Loveland up there closer to the wall. So, I'm wondering if the track is starting to change on these guys, and they may have to kind of change their line. As you can see, it looks like Grant Thorpe is actually starting to fall off there a little bit, and I'm wondering if, that just some tire wear issues are starting to come into play.
Well, we're looking at Trevor right now, and I believe I see damage on the right rear quarter panel. Let me see if I can't get us a better. Yeah, he smacked the wall.
Yeah, and one thing here about, Charlotte and these Xfinity cars, they depend on aerodynamics. So, I mean, it may be, slight damage there. You see it kind of bent up a little bit. The pit crew can kind of try to flatten it out. But, man, I would almost have to fix that, at this next pit stop is squaring this thing away and making sure your car is as fast and in tip-top shape as you can as they're making this shootout here to lap 50. Yeah, we got only about 14 laps to go, and then we're gonna really have to see how pit strategy plays out. I think it might be suicide not taking a full tank of gas and 4 tires. Seeing that so far we are caution free, and I don't know about you. I know some people like wrecks and things like that, but I love good hard racing where these everyone's having a chance to really get around this track, and you're not sitting behind the pace car for 3 or 4 laps, kind of wanting to twiddling your thumbs.
I was looking back for some reason. My lifetime, it was telling me people went off the track, but I didn't see nothing. So I apologize about that.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I'm up here with Robert Rader, up here in the second position. Really starting to get his hands full of.
He is.
Of Kevin. I think Kevin just passed him in that 27 car. So Kevin Orlando has now assumed the second position. And he's going to try to see if they can help get going and see if these two guys are going to link up and start pushing their way up front. Because, I mean, yeah, Tim, we're at a 4-second deficit off that leader there of Ray Lene.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of just maintaining his distance, getting more time between him and second place. And these two battling back here is only helping his case. Now Kevin Orlando finally clears him. With the next battle back is for 4th place between Nick Alves and Caleb Gilbert.
Yeah, and I think I found what maybe some of your guys are talking about. If you actually look at Adam Bowden in the 83 car, man, he's having a little trouble getting around the track here so far. He's already a lap down. He's kind of clipped the wall a few times. I just saw him on the infield, so I'm wondering if he's running into a mechanical issue here of his car getting folded up here. He does have some damage there on the right front and on the right rear. So yeah, he might have taken a quick little bite out of that wall, and now he's starting to feel the growing pains of trying to get around this track.
Yeah, so hopefully he can get down pit road, get that fixed. Good news for him is 10 laps away from getting a caution flag, and then that also, as long as he stays
Ouch.
doesn't go another lap down. He can get that lead lap or get back on the lead lap and be back underway. But each time he smacks that wall is a little bit more damage that he's going to have.
Yeah, when you got Ray running laps as fast as he is, I mean, you gotta be puckered up a little bit, wondering, if you're going to end up in any sort of trouble yourself. As the 18 car of Jacob, Sirkovich is
Nice. That was good.
Yeah, it is 26 seconds off that lead. As it looks like we are at a caution.
Oh, that we are. Scott. Something that was Scott.
The 39
number
car.
39.
Yeah, something he got folded up there. Something happened. See if we can bring up that 10-4 broadcasting replay there and see exactly what happened. He was following behind the 54 car last time I saw.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is an interesting. This is gonna be an interesting one to look at here.
Oh man. Yeah, give me that Michelin chopper view when we're coming off that turn 2 there, boy, because they are all over the place.
All right, so right now he's behind the 54. Goes to the inside here on the backstretch and loses it. I just.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
what happens. If you notice when he comes out of turn 2, when he's behind him, you get that draft and it kind of pushes, kind of lifts that nose of the car up. As soon as he pulls out of that draft, it squishes the front nose of that car down. He starts losing control, and he's having to kind of really wrangle that car back together. And I think that just bit him there, especially on tires starting to really get some decent wear in there, Tim. So yeah,
Man.
boy, that's gonna put kind of a thorn in the side there, trying to figure out how to get this back together. I mean, how much damage has he caused at this point, and where he comes out from here?
That's gonna be, man. That's gonna be some major required repairs. As Ray Lene is still on pit road. 4 cars decided not to come down. I wonder if the lap 50 caution is still going to happen, and that's why they stayed out.
Yeah, that would be that would be best. That would be best in this situation, because he's going to require a lot of repair. The rear end of this car is bent up. I mean, is bent up really bad.
Toast.
So he's got to square this thing away. So, man. Yeah,
Seven's got some damage as well. Peyton Presley looks like he had slammed the wall on the right side as well. Parker in the number 48. Quite a few of these guys have. You almost feel like we were Darlington. They all got the stripe.
Yeah, it's just really what can these guys push around here? But the only thing I want to see you push is that replay screen. Get it off of there, Tim.
I am so. Oh man, what a rookie! What a rookie!
That's all right. But man, talk about notice Lene. Where did he end up? I think he's back here in the 4th position.
4th position, yeah.
Wow.
Only had a 15-second pit stop, but since the front 4 did not come down, here's where I look at this. Okay, we're on lap 44. We take the green flag. He's got super fresh tires compared to these guys. I don't know if them staying out was the smartest thing to do, because everybody behind them is now going to fly by them.
Yeah. And whether the competition caution still happens at 50, that's going to kind of change it up a little bit. I would assume probably not, unless they extend it by, let's say, 3 or 4 laps, if they extend it. But Kevin Orlando, Robert Rader, and Nick Alves, staying out there while everyone else pit, gutsy move. I'm curious to see how these guys are gonna kind of compete with Ray, you having almost that 5.5 second lead before that caution, and now, what do these guys in the front do? Do they try to jam him up and slow him down? And yeah, so this is going to be something to see. I would fully expect uh, uh, Robert Rader to kind of jam him up here and kind of push him to the inside, and then have him hold him toward the back, trying to keep Ray in the back here, bud.
24 looks like you may have been saving some fuel. Do you happen to know what a fuel run is in these cars at this track?
Not 100%, not on the Xfinity there. I would assume maybe 60 laps, best case scenario.
I was gonna say I felt like we'd be somewhere near the window, but that's the other problem. These tires are not gonna last those 60 laps.
No. But I mean, that's hard to say too. I mean, Ray Lane did,
That's
Lene
true.
did a great job there. Really holding out there and was still consistently pulling away. So yeah, I mean, it's still hard to, that's hard to say at this point. I mean, everybody behind Ray, the Gilberts back there, Bowden, being able to take this time, get your cars fixed, and give this thing another run, because I don't know if there will be another caution. With the way they're racing, I would assume not. But yeah, what a handful this is going to be. But keep in mind how the restart zone, where that blue spot is for the Geico mark, is we're going to be their restart zone.
Good start for Kevin. Try to see Ray Lane already up a spot, going to the outside, and nobody's going to be able to stop him. He's got to get blocked by Orlando, get boxed in. Doesn't matter. He's going to make that move, going down the backstretch, back to the inside. Already back to the lead. That was scary.
Man, yeah, and great job as he's pulling away, and we see a little blinking there out of that 40 car. Boy, race control's got to keep an eye on that, because I know when I'm get around that, boy, I'll pucker, boy. You have no idea where he is right now.
Yeah, he could show back up in your car.
Right, and and that's the last thing you want. You got a good race going, and all of a sudden he's kind of blinking and disappearing there. So it kind of makes you a little seasick there, but good job there by the 53 car of Raider, kind of taking it easy. Oh boy,
whoa!
Looks like the 341, the 27 connected there. Yeah, great job of Kevin holding it together.
The issue is all of these guys right here, besides the 48, have not pitted. These are the guys that are struggling to just make it through to this lap 50 caution right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of punishing though. I mean, you're not really what you want to see, because if we have this caution, this competition caution at 50, they're just going to get tires and they end up in the back anyway. And would those 6 laps, really matter? Wow. Yeah, as you see that car, Parker Johnson there, kind of with the fresher tires, able to work his way around. But boy, they're getting ready to squeeze here going into turn 1. Wow. Yeah, he just snuck out of that one, so yeah, yeah, it's hard to say how long these guys can hold on these older tires. They're starting to feel those pains now. As you can see, I believe Robert Rader, Kevin Orlando, and Alves are now in the 7th, 8th, and 9th position. So, well, yeah, what a wild turn of events, and there should be our competition caution, lap 50, as predicted, and there it is.
Ray, back out front, no problem.
Yeah. I mean, just, man, what a bummer, for these other guys that were kind of running behind him earlier. I'm wondering, do you pit again? I mean, I'm assuming that, if you're setting this up, during this competition caution, does everyone have to pit? Would be one of the questions I would raise at this point, because if you're Ray, I'm assuming you stay out. If you stay out now, has Rader, Alves, and Orlando really played the joke on him, as they're going to last longer farther into this next stage?
Yes, so it looks like everybody's going to come down except for Caleb and Ray. Interesting. So that really defeats Rob, Kevin, and Nick in them coming down early, or not coming down earlier. Let's. I actually want to pull down. We will pull down. Where are they? Robert and kind of ask. Well, you know, it's funny. It's their whole team, so they must be on a team strategy right now.
Yeah, and I know those Chapman cars have been kind of running next to each other pretty well here tonight. But boy, whoa, sorry about that. Look like Thorpe there, man. They used to start getting real close when they started getting those pit stall exits there. Got real close to that 18 car.
Right now, I brought down Rob. Rob, is this playing into your guys' strategy right now?
I think so. Just in case we get some cautions, we wanted to have an extra set. This allows us to pit every 25 laps from here to the end of the race. Some of those guys who came down and pit with us are down a set, and then these other guys who didn't pit, the top 2 or 3 here, have 5 more laps on their tires, and tires have been, in that first 10 tires were everything. So I feel pretty good about where we're at. We just need to make sure we don't get caught up in a wreck here. We almost did on the last restart, so just on tiptoes here.
Well, and the next question, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. You can say you could plead the fifth. What was your tire wear at when you finally came down?
I got a 41 on the right front, 70 on the right rear.
Okay. Good to know.
It hurt. That much.
Yeah.
I was pleading for him by the end.
Well,
Yeah.
Good luck the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you here a little bit later.
I appreciate it, boys.
Thanks, Robert. And that was Robert Roeder? Am I saying that right?
Raider.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's been doing really well this race, but so I do like the call of him, staying out the way he was. I mean, regardless, the only thing I was concerned about is that caution not ever happening. If the competition caution got wiped, that may have been absolutely detrimental to them. Possibly pitting under a green flag. But I mean, heck, 5 extra laps, and especially when you saw what he just ran over 50, puts him at 41%. I mean, that's huge. I'm just wondering if he's going to change his race line to conserve a little longer in case this thing stays green flag.
Caleb Gilbert sitting right now in P2, up 14 spots since the drop of the green flag. So obviously our biggest mover, and then our second biggest mover, go back to Peyton Presley. We've not talked about him yet in that number 7 Home Depot machine. A lot of guys having a good night. Couple guys, looks like Adam is back down pit road. He was struggling earlier getting that car fixed, and Scott has been on pit road for 6.5 minutes. Probably a lot of required in that number 39, as we remember bringing out the first caution when he slammed head on into the inside wall in the backstretch.
Yeah, and his car is still pretty folded up. I mean, I just don't know if, I wouldn't assume any required, but who knows at this point? Because sometimes when you are damaged that much, driving around the track may actually
maybe worse.
May work out for the negative. There we go. As we see his car fire up, yeah, actually, Scott just dropped the jack, and the 39 is rolling out of pit here, Tim. So yeah, he's got to hurry up because I believe the pace car lights are off as well. So he's got to really scoot the boot here to get caught up, or otherwise he's gonna be on the back foot.
That's a good one.
Yeah, what a bunch of trouble so far, but yeah, I'm excited to see how Ray takes off here. Line up, there he goes. Great jump.
Yeah.
No wheel spin, and he's going ahead and working his way up front.
And a great start from Trevor as well on that inside lane. Got him up to P2 right around both Caleb and Justice. And this is going to be where things pucker. You know, we get back going green. Things get back in line. People try to make their moves.
Yeah, but look how fast we went single file.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You notice no one really wants to run side to side because that side to side racing really kind of let Ray Lene pull away.
But there are some guys that are going to have to, such as Rob. He's going to have to make those moves and make them quick.
Yeah, they gotta make do with what they got though. It looks like he's getting jammed up there.
Yeah, there was 24 had to let off big time, and that caused that slowed the 27 down. Who was right behind him, and now he's going to go to the inside and go around him as well.
Yeah, and it looks like Thorpe even there. I mean, it looks like these guys are starting to have a little trouble hooking on the track for the first time. We're seeing a whole lot of them kind of having the same issue. We see a little wiggle here and there, a little turn 2 exit. We're seeing a little trouble with, but now we're starting to see about 3 or 4 cars in a row are actually having trouble getting this thing to hook around the track. So I think maybe they're not used to having the fresh tires. Maybe, fresh tires having to run a new line the way the rubber's getting laid down is really I think starting to play kind of tricks on them there. As it looks like Logan Romney in that 54 car, yeah, kind of definitely looking at the back of Nick Alves there, wanting to kind of push him around the track. But yeah, you see Raider up there kind of hanging around, pushing up front, and got his way around Presley. So big mover right now. Big mover is the 24. You see makes that quick cut there, Tim. What you got to say about that?
He was having some issues on that restart. He actually lost about 3 or 4 spots. He lost one to the 27, one to the 53, I believe one to the 7. So now he's just trying to get regrouped, get back up here, and get those positions back. Because he had a strong start, but I believe his teammate is just in front of him in that 27, I think. Don't quote me on that yet. I'm wrong.
Teams are always forming. So it's hard to say who's with who, and which teammates you want to work with. Guys have raced together. We'll get used to.
Man.
Yeah, watch that 54 car there, boy. Getting a little hot coming out of that turn, but yeah, wait for the 7 car Presley to kind of stand your ground and hope that they're going to keep control of their car. But yeah, back to the teams. With them forming and everything, you're going to notice who you can and can't run with, and who's not good to be around, and that's kind of the feel-out process you get on every track and every driver out there, Tim.
Yeah, now he's got finally single file back, settled down. Somebody we've not talked about, just 25, a Kane Lee. Zebra cakes, man, that's got to be the best paint job I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that would probably be the only thing. That's the only reason I didn't go to him, man. Zebra cakes and start getting the munchies during the race. Blood flow going to your stomach rather than your brain. So I couldn't bear to look.
That is hilarious. As he gets around the 24 car now as well. So the 24 of Alves is having some problems. He started in P2, I believe. He's down 8 positions right now since the drop of the green flag, and I'm not sure what's going on in inside that car.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they made an adjustment that's not sitting well, and he may have to make that deal, because I am not seeing not a scratch of damage on that car. So yeah, something has changed, and he is falling off big time. Oh, dogs, it looked like somebody. Jacob Sirkovich there looked like he kind of clipped the wall again.
Whoa.
Hitting it again, in that 18 car.
Where is he on my screen? There he is.
Yeah, he's now on the infield. He may have banged that one up pretty bad. Something happened.
Yellow flag is out. We'll go back.
Yeah, I think he may be at the garage. He banged that thing up hard. I mean, he took a quick lick out of the wall, straightened it up there for a second, and then ate that wall again. So something mechanical may have happened, and either a blown tire or we got a loss of connection with the steering wheel there.
Or
that was unusual.
All right, we see coming through turns 3 and 4. Looks like he's running a good line, sitting there, just a little bit above that low line. Comes out of 4, smack. Corrects it, gets it going again. Crosses the start-finish line. smack again. And I think that's where he basically just said, forget it.
Yeah, for that right front damage, you just can't come back from. Wow. Yeah, monster damage. I think he went ahead and took that thing straight back to the garage. But yeah, out there in the chat, I'm glad to see we have so many people out there in the chat. A
Yeah.
couple of people out there. Shout out for the Black Rifle Coffee. Looks like Rose is saying nice paint jobs out there. I'm sure everyone appreciates that, especially their painters. Like hearing that you like their paint job. But yeah, don't just give me one paint job. Which one do you like the best so far? I mean, Tim, knowing you, that Tasty Cakes one is calling your name.
I feel attacked. Yeah, Kane
man.
Lee. That's a nice paint job right there.
Yeah. I'm always a sucker for the Home Depot car, you know, being a Tony Stewart fan, so I'll probably have to go with Presley. I like that one.
Yeah, that Presley one is nice. Let's see, where is he on the
7
track?
car.
There we go.
Yeah, hanging out in pit. Yeah, I like that.
And he's got some old school logos on there. John Deere.
Oh, yeah. Don't get sucked into that too much. He's already kind of scraped that one up a little bit, so... Yeah, we're
Dog Pound Motorsports, low budget TV, and this is a nice throwback too. This one kind of goes hand in hand with your Home Depot car with the Interstate batteries.
The old Bobby Labonte paint job.
Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, and it really it just I like seeing it. I mean, sometimes you get out here and you just see, you know, 10 or 12 black cars out there. You got or white cars or you know, the weird lime green ones. But man, there is all sorts of colors out here. But a lot of them I see with that, especially Raider there, you know, with the Chapman there on the left quarter panel. Notice we got a few drivers out there. The 24 car has that same with the Alps. So, man.
Why can't I find what I'm looking for?
I was say.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to Chapman coming on board for these guys getting these things broadcasted. And honestly, also want to thank Butt Kicker for coming on board with these guys. If you're a sim racer and you don't have a butt kicker, you need to go get one. It just attaches to the bottom of your seat, and you feel the vibrations. And actually, I think you have one, don't you, Patrick?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, mine's bolted to the side of the rig, and you want to talk about something that kind of changes the game of, you know, if you're at the Glen racing around there, you hit those rumble strips, you know, you know, and sometimes I like being able just to kind of hit that right rear or the left rear tire on it, not take the entire bite with the front end so I don't launch, but yeah, it definitely buzzes, and you know, I mean, you can feel the engine vibration, you can feel the car running. If your car has the, what is it, Auto Club has that bump right as you get in before 3.
Yep.
You can, you know, it buzzes you, and so it just adds that extra feature to when you're driving or anything like that to, you know, bring the car more into your living room, you know, for that deeper experience. And not, I was gonna say, not just that, they even have awesome audio systems too. So
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Oh yeah, man. They ain't cheap, and there's a reason why, because they're good. So, yeah, quite a big shout out to Butt Kicker there for doing a great job as always, and really being top of the line for sim products out there.
Well, I was gonna bring somebody in, but I've decided against it. We're gonna wait. We'll wait till the next caution, if there is one.
Yeah. I was gonna say somebody was liking this as Grant Thorpe back there in the 77. You know, kind of being able to kind of crunch back up. I saw he kind of got behind a couple slow cars back there, and it really wheeled him back where he didn't want to be. You know, he's kind of up there in contention, doing a great job, and I think he got jammed up behind Romney there, and then it kind of you know, churned him toward the back. But you know, cautions are a good and bad thing. Mess up your strategy. I mean, somebody's car got messed up. Hopefully just one, you know, not, you know, 5 or 6 of you getting folded up. But it also gives you a chance to put this thing back double wide, you know, give this thing another turn and really be able to lay this down. As I believe we've had a bunch of these cars, I believe, even in the back I know from 8 back, look like they all pit, but it looks like Ray, Trevor, and Justice, your top 3, did not pit. So, yeah, so that may be something to keep in mind since, these guys are trying to, churning through tires. As it looks like Ray is getting ready to take this thing back on the green flag here, Tim.
Inside lane is probably going to get the best start. Yeah, they always do. The 12 of Justice gets a good start right behind the leader, trying to clear that 13 car. Don't think he's going to be able to just yet.
Yeah, but Ray with a great start there. I mean, a lot of guys you see, maybe the ones who aren't as seasoned as much, you do notice a lot of tire spin on the restarts. They kind of have that second gear, push that clutch in a little bit, and then they sidestep it and it'll kick out to the side. He's able to really kind of plant that thing and just go ahead and take off at his own speed and pull out front and really, and that's where he likes to be, and that's what he's seen so far is no one in his windshield.
Yeah, and the first car that went down pit road, great restart for him. Rob in that 53, he's up to third now. Now you got to remember these guys in front of him have not been down pit road for fresher tires, so he's taking advantage of this right here on this restart.
Right, and remember he was playing a little bit there with the pit timing, having that extra set of tires, and I'm wondering if it's starting to pay off now as he makes that move to the outside, and we now have a new race leader. Robert Rader rocking around up front and now takes the lead right away from Ray Linnae there and pushing himself, and he's getting ready to dive into turn 3 and try to put some distance on this field.
Now here's what this only works to Rob's advantage if we stay green the rest of the time, because then you're gonna have to then start playing the game of, okay, if I am Rob and Ray comes down pit road, I'm going down pit road too, because that's the guy I'm most concerned with, and at that point I'm on the same rotation as him, and he doesn't gain anything by coming down pit road and me staying out a little longer. So that'll be interesting to see how this ends up playing out as Ray is back to 30. We got a whole gaggle. 3 wide to the outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
no! It no longer has worked in his favor.
oh man, can Kevin just keep it down the infield, reduce the damage? Wow, looks like Kevin Orlando got turned around and is on the infield, ladies and gentlemen. We saw him up in the top 3 earlier, and he just got into some trouble there. As we're gonna go ahead and drum up that 10-4 replay and see exactly what transpired to get Kevin Orlando turned around.
Man, they were trying to bring it 3 wide. Logan had a great run on that outside lane. And he just he caked the zebra cakes. That was a good one. Sorry, I made myself laugh. As we come back here to see this one, I want to give us the chopper view. He gets a great run on the outside lane. He does a great job staying out there, but then they just there's not enough room coming off a 4 for everybody to fit, and that just sent the 27 of Kevin Orlando spinning, as well as the 54.
Yeah, Rob Romney there, but man, it looks like Kane Lee. Well, he kind of clipped that outside car of the 54, which just sent him to the left, into the 27. And that's what I was saying earlier. Is ironic that right as we get right into that tunnel turn, right where everybody's got to squish up, and your car will actually, kind of float right there. And I think it just kind of got the best of them there. And got everyone turned around, which is real unfortunate. But you were calling for a caution, and now Robert Rader are going to have to kind of backpedal here. Is that I believe Ray Linnae is going to go ahead and pit. Smart move.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't assume he's going to lose a bunch of spots. He was in third. Right now, it looks like exiting pit, he may have the 7th position. So
that's going to be the first time that he's back in the field, though. So now we're going to see how Ray Linnae deals with the pressure of racing everybody else to get back up to the front.
Yeah. Well, we did see him in fourth, so he only had a couple guys, or maybe third. I think, just a couple guys to deal with, and he just kind of draft behind one guy, wait for them to separate, slice to the inside, and then just took off again. So, yeah, he's going to have a few more cars to deal with, and a lot of drivers who aren't real happy with him pulling away the way he has all night. So, but, for Robert Rader, how does, in his position, how does this make you feel that, the fastest guy on the track now has tires that are 9 laps fresher, and is now going to try to run you down? I mean, you've got to, and in my eyes, he has got to have this thing to the floor to try to outrun him and push away.
I am not super concerned yet. We're on lap 74 here at Charlotte in the Chapman Marathon 200. And, I won't be concerned until I see what happens on this restart, because he's going to have to get through quite a few guys. He's going to get through guys that are really good right now. The 341 of Travis Gilbert, Nick Alves in the 24, Caleb Gilbert in the 40, Logan Romney in the 54 is up there in 5th. So he's got to get around these guys who have solid cars right now.
Right. And hardly any damage on any of those. I mean, I think a couple of them got some surface scratches, but yeah, I mean, solid cars. So they're not folded up. They don't have any battle damage yet. So yeah, Ray's got his work cut out for him here. Whether he can get up there or not, assuming a probably 7th place should put him inside line, I believe. Assuming Robert Rader goes ahead and takes the inside, but he's gonna. It's hard to say, and we're gonna have to see it play out. As I believe probably when the pace car crosses the finish line, we'll probably have 1 to go, and then we'll be back on the green flag. As a couple of extra guys are going to go ahead and top down pit.
Interesting. I didn't expect that. And one of the guys that I thought was going to hold up Ray, well, not hold him up, but, race him for the position of that 341 is now down pit road.
Yeah, Travis Gilbert, and it looks like Adam Bowden. Only other two to go ahead and take another pit
this is his
there.
5th pit stop.
Notice how fast Bowden got out of there. I think he did a fuel top and go, a splash and go, and go ahead and shoot back out of here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
But Gilbert took tires.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that could have been a mistake. I mean, because I have been in that position where I've gone down pit road and accidentally didn't uncheck my tires when I wanted to just do some fuel.
Right. Yeah, and that would be kind of a bummer, with us not being, halfway, and you've already fried through half of your tires. That might not be a good thing. So yeah, you've got to stay on top of it and kind of, stay in your crew chief's ear. We can't mess this up, or otherwise you're going to have a Denny Hamlin stop where you're racing great all night, and then your pit crew just absolutely destroys your race. So. But yeah, we're back over. Robert Rader up front, Caleb Gilbert in 2nd, Nick Alves in 3rd, and Logan Romney in the 4th position to start out your front 2 lines. And I guarantee you, Ray Lene in that position back there, he is looking to go. Man, and just while I was talking about tire spin, it looks like Caleb kind of spun him a little bit. 54 gets in the back of him. Doesn't look like any damage they might have just touched.
They got to be careful letting Ray go to the outside, though, because that's where he made all his passes last time under green, and now Ray's already up to 4th. We'll see what happens. Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. I was watching the same thing. It looked like
Ooh, Ray gets a little loose.
Yeah, those tires. You see the 54 is kind of playing a little cat and mouse behind him, so he may be dealing with a little bit of downforce issue behind him. Is he kind of thinks it's there, but then it's not. He's kind of playing with it. So, interesting playing with the fastest guy who's on the track.
54 got really loose, and 13 took advantage. 12 gets around him. 77, he's going to lose a lot of ground here.
There we go. As Ray goes ahead and tries his luck here going into the tunnel turn on the outside. Oh, man, and goes ahead and takes over Nick Alves. So far, so good. Going ahead and resuming his line, and now all he's got is Caleb and Robert Rader up in front of him. And so, yeah, he's chomping them off one at a time, and he's running them down because he's only half a second off the back of Robert Rader's rear bumper there.
Man,
Wow,
he had
man,
closed in on these front guys real fast too.
Yeah, his lines are just so smooth. And the only way I know that, if any fellow iRacers out there are just messing with that steering ratio. If these other guys are running that 10-1 and he's running a 14-1, just kind of able to smooth that turn out a little bit, and he is just picking up so much speed. So much speed as it looks like, he's going and chopped off Caleb. So now Robert Rader's the only thing in front of him. So, and Robert's position, I mean, it's almost, race him hard, but you can't let him get away when he gets around you, because, I mean, it's almost inevitable at this point. And there he goes. Yeah, Ray Linné going ahead and just pulling out front, and that has now resumed the lead and taken off. As you can see, that 40 car, Caleb kind of getting up Robert Rader's rear bumper there, kind of trying to push him around. And wonder if he's enjoying that draft and going to go ahead and trying to push him. But man, we got some tough racing out here, Tim.
We really do, and I love it because the fact that we're not even halfway through this race, and these guys are still running hard. And something I'm noticing, Gilbert. A quick check in with Travis Gilbert. He's now 3 laps down. I'm not sure what's going on in that camp because he had a great car. He was running up front quite a bit before that last caution, and now something has transpired in the 341 car. We'll keep an eye on him to see what happened. But right now, it's not looking good for them.
Yeah, no, he actually came back down pit road again. I'm wondering if he's having some problems with the car
or the wheel. I mean, listen, I have had instances where pedals have fallen to 50% throttle, even though you're pushing that thing all the way down to the ground. So that could be a problem as well at home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing any damage on the car. I don't see anything out of the ordinary at this point. But yeah, he's kind of marching back and having some trouble with this car.
And now Rob, all the way back to 4th. All these guys. When I look at the pit, how many times guys have pit? He's only gone to the pit twice. That first time in the lap 41, I want to say, and then again at lap 64 under that caution. And I'm telling you that incident off the turn with the 54 and the 25, that ultimately ended his whole plan.
Yeah, and man, I love people that talk to us, and taking a look at that chat. Who is that there talking to us? Don't underestimate the 53. Is that Sean Lattin?
Is that
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not underestimating the 53. It's just looking like he's kind of got caught on the back foot there with the pit strategy here early. About mid race. Kind of. You see him kind of floating there on the outside. Boy, that 12 car has got to be making him nervous, kind of touching that inside of that apron. And you and I both know get down that apron. It's like skating on ice. So got to be careful and kind of push a little bit, maybe to stay out front. But yeah, running that high line is definitely trying to take some tire conservation into effect. I'm just wondering, he was saying before, I mean, 41% on that right front tire. I mean, that's, looks like him and the 12 there kind of contact a little bit of Justice Murphy.
Yeah, it's unusual on our side. For some reason, everybody's name's in blue in the chat, and I can't. They're so hard to read.
That they are.
That's So I was like, who are you talking about? But I see, and we do appreciate that, Sean, for the Great commentary comment. We really appreciate that.
We try our best. But man, trying his best is up here with Caleb Gilbert. I mean, really, you see how Robert Rader. I mean, those two guys pit on the same lap. On lap 65. But Caleb is just seeming to hold out a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hanging out in the 3rd position as Robert Rader's dialed it back to the 6th position. So it's maybe 2 different strategies. But right now, what Caleb's got going for him right now is working. I mean, the way he wants it to, and he's running a great race so far tonight.
Yeah, and now that we've gotten back into this regular green flag run, it's gonna. The longer we run, the better it is for Caleb because it's gonna bring everybody back down to his level. Tire wear situations because. Sure, you can get a fresh set of tires on that baby and run it real good, but if you don't manage it, like say Caleb or Rob or Ray, you're not gonna be as good, even on fresher tires.
Yeah, and it's just man, and talking about trying to maintain everything, guys. Shout out there to Kevin Orlando. He is running there in the 10th position after he got folded up there a little bit, but he's trying to get around the track. He does have damage on both sides of his car, so yeah. I was gonna say, how's Thorpe doing? Quick little check in on him.
Thorpe.
Yeah, the 77 car looks like he just moved his way up into the 4th position. So yeah, remember old gold wheels there. So he's definitely rolling around here, and I like what I'm seeing. I mean, Caleb Gilbert. As soon as I say something, man, he's already working his way back to the 5th position. So maybe a little more aggressive than what Robert Rader was doing there in the 53 machine. So we're kind of seeing both sides of the coin here. Either you push a little harder and you stay out front, or maybe you conserve and you maintain a spot. So yeah, Tim, I'm not sure. Charlotte is a tricky track, and really it's between your crew chief, how your pit stops go, how you race, and when you start messing with track temperatures and air temperature and things like that, it's so many variables when it comes to this track.
Yeah, it really is. And looking at, he is actually, Grant Thorpe is the biggest mover, up 13 spots since the initial drop of the green flag. So he's doing a great job out there. I believe he started last. So, I mean, great. When I look at his car, you know what I think of? You know what team I think of?
Matt Kenseth?
No.
No. Black and yellow DeWalt car?
No. I'm going by just the rims. I'm thinking of the Red Bull cars when they would have those different color rims than everybody else.
I see what you're saying.
Or what was Michael Waltrip Racing? I think they did it as well on the 55 car.
I was thinking that Sprinter, Michael Johnson. He used to run with gold shoes. Yeah, boy.
That's
running.
funny.
I mean, so far, quick check-in on Ray Linnae. We know he's leading this race, but he's pulling away by 2 seconds. I mean, and just really kind of playing with this field here. I mean, Ray, Trevor, Justice, and Grant Thorpe, and your top 4 have all pit on the same lap 74. So you're seeing how that's really kind of working for them as Robert Rader goes ahead and slides his way back into the top 5, doing a great job so far. That tire conservation's working out good for him.
So I thought I heard it in my headset. I thought I briefly heard somebody scrape the wall. Just doing a quick check. Yeah, I think Adam I could be wrong. He just seems slow right now, but he does have a lot of damage. So I don't. In my headset, I thought I heard somebody scrape the wall.
Yeah, it looks like Parker Johnson and Kane Lee. These two running side by side. I wasn't sure if the 48 got a little too high. These two have been running side by side for about 3 laps so far. And really, the Zebra Cake car is not wanting to give up any room here as he's pushing, and going ahead and seeing if he can kind of dial it back here, set behind him, and he's going to try and make another run on the Delta 48 car.
Look at I didn't realize he had so much damage on the backside of that Zebra Cakes. That backside is caked in.
Oh yeah, he's smashed up pretty good, but man, they're just really watching these guys work back here for fighting for that 7th, 8th position. I mean, even now, I mean, just battle after battle after battle, being able to get around these things. But speaking of battles, not just that, Grant Thorpe has moved his way into the 3rd position. So from last to a podium finish so far, but not to take that away from him at all, but we are coming up on the halfway point of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you joining us here at 10-4 Broadcasting, sponsored by Admin Box.
Yep.
This is Racing Revolution League, and I am blown away by what I'm seeing here tonight. The cautions we see, I mean, the worst one we saw was Kevin Orlando getting turned around, getting bumped and banged by the Zebra Cake car, I believe, of Kane Lee. I mean, just... And really, other than that, nothing too crazy. That was the only multi-car caution we've had so far, Tim.
Yeah, and the other one was, I think, the 39 of Scott Negus, where he slanted to the inside wall. But other than that, we've had nothing but green flag racing. We see Rob here trying to go to the outside to gain some spots back. He's dropped all the way back to right now 5th. Oh. Grant just disappeared from my screen. Oh, there he is. But Rob trying to get some spots back here.
Yeah, that he is. Kind of rocking around there. See how we get going here.
Looks like he's having connection problems now, because I have him. I was on him, and now he's not come back yet. That's not good.
No, not for anybody, and not for me either. I'm waiting to see if we got anything popping up here.
The Harry Houdini. I don't know. This is a long time. He's officially a lap down. Man, that is such a breaker for Grant. We're at halfway, and he loses connection.
Yeah, I have 2 as well. I don't know if we have a server going down, but we'll kind of keep touch. I am down as well, and the only thing I have is my secondary screen, kind of trying to keep up here, in a different part of the race. But yeah, I think a bunch of people might got caught up in that one.
That is not good.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead and kind of keep up with that there, Tim, and I'm gonna see if I can get reloaded back in here, bud. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
My first technical issue.
Well, and I had some problems too. We got a little late start to the broadcast. We didn't catch qualifying because it wouldn't let me log in. So growing, we worked through the technical pains of all of this, but right now Ray Lane still out front of this one. Right now has a 3.3 second lead over Trevor in that number 13 Black Rifle Mustang. And then we got Rob in the 53, Justice in the 12. We'll do a quick kind of go through the field. Kane Lee in that number 25 in 5th place. Nick Alves in 6th. Parker Johnston in 7th. Kevin Orlando in 8th. Peyton Presley in 9th. Logan Romney in 10th. Adam Bowden in 11th. Travis Gilbert in 12th. Caleb Gilbert in 13th. Actually, we lost Caleb Gilbert as well. We also lost Grant. Actually, Grant is back. He's coming off a pit road right now, 5 laps down. Caleb still has not rejoined us. So, technical difficulties for some really great cars tonight. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, and just a wild deal. I know iRacing was talking about a little update, but that's tomorrow. So I don't know.
And I find
it's
it interesting that Grant is in Tennessee. Caleb, I don't know. And you're in Tennessee. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if any of that, if we had just kind of a bug there, right there toward the deal there. But man, I am back. It looks like Robert Rader's there in the 3rd position. Justice Murphy in 4. Man, and talk about that. Zebra Cake has already worked his way back up to the 5th position. And that's not even, he's not even taking that damage on the back end of that car. He's not even thinking about it anymore.
No, and he, shout out to him because now with Grant multiple laps down, he is the biggest mover of the race, up 10 spots since the drop of the green.
Yeah, and I mean a tough break there for Grant Thorpe, man. Kind of that connection issue. So that's absolutely heartbreaking. As it looks like Bowden, Gilbert, and Thorpe are the guys who are not on the lead lap. So we started with I believe 17 cars, and 10 of them right now are on the lead lap. And if Logan Romney, boy, if he don't pick up the pace, he may be next, as he's running about 19 seconds behind, and I can see him biting to the infield right now. So I don't know if he's having some mechanical issues or if he was going ahead and taking a quick chomp out of the center there, trying to get pushed around.
And right now, let's see the people who went the longest without pitting. We've got Rob, lap 64, lap 64 for Nick Alves, and lap 64 for Logan Romney. So these are going to be your guys to watch coming down pit road. What lap are we on? 109. They were talking about pitting every 25. So, I mean, right now he's sitting over 40 laps on these tires.
Yeah, or the possibility. He saved enough tires to do them every 25. But, that does open the window of him being able to do that kind of thing.
Right.
But whether he can or if he can't, unknown. Oh, man, It looks like I'm having the technical issue you had earlier.
Oh, no, it's that's weird.
Yeah, that's a floating bug. Sorry about that.
Well, I'm glad mine came back up. I would have felt terrible if we weren't able to bring this to the guys. Kevin Orlando down pit road. First car in for green flag pit stops in that number 27. We'll just watch. We'll just follow him down pit road, see what he's going to do. Looks like he's clapped the wall a few times with that right side in that Pennzoil machine. Slides into his pit stop. Right side's going up. And Logan Romney in as well. So what we're going to do now is when these guys come back out, we're going to see how much different these lap times are going to be. Right now, our leader just ran a 32.7. So we'll see what kind of lap times they can knock off with those 4 fresh ones. Oh, as Orlando almost lost it coming out of the pits. You got to be careful because those tires are going to be slick here for a little bit. And Logan Romney, long pit stop, 36 seconds. Oh, and the 27 almost loses it again.
The 27. That should be Kevin Orlando, isn't it?
Yes.
Man, you may have to kind of take it easy there a little bit. See if he can kind of get this thing back under control there, Tim.
Yeah, see, his first, this time by, it's going to be a new lap for him. Leader ran a 32.7. We'll see what he is going to run this time by across that start-finish line. Survey says 31.52. So even with sliding around, he's still a whole almost second and a half faster than the leader.
Yeah, That's kind of what you want. But
Justice Murphy, what just happened? Oh, he just must have. It showed me he went off the track, but looks like he just went through the grass, maybe.
yeah, having some of these guys are out there having some issues, but man, they gotta definitely kind of fight through the fresh tires on the green flag pit stop here.
Yeah, and Logan just ran a 31.42 on those fresh sets. And actually, Kevin Orlando ran a 30.88, almost beat his fastest time of the race. So he's running a whole 2 seconds faster than these lead cars. Romney almost gets into the 83. And that's another problem that you come upon is being so fast that you run these guys over. As let's go back here up front. Ray Lane is your Logan Romney has crashed. What happened? Man. We're going to have to go back and take a look and see what happened there. I'm not sure. Coming off of 4. Ooh. Slams into the outside wall. Slams into the outside wall. Down through the grass. Spins around. Backs it into pit road. Oh. That's unfortunate. So now Logan Romney looks to have maybe retired from the race. Rob back up to second place in that number 53 as we're approaching lap 120. He has not been down pit road since lap 64. And now Trevor in that number 13. Oh! Loses it coming down pit road. We'll go take it back really quick and see what happened here. He was getting slowed down, but not slowed down enough. Got to remember, those tires have been used up. Sliding all over the place coming down pit road. Taps that outside wall. Taps it again with the front. And that's really going to affect him in the outcome of this one. Man, a lot of drivers now having issues. Rob coming down pit road. Gets it slowed down. Good entry. Going to take 4 fresh ones and gas. In that Chapman car, pulls into the pits. Nice and easy. As we see Ray out still on the track, puts both 7th and 6th place drivers a lap down. So right now, only 5 drivers on the lead lap here. Lap 123. Oh, something happened with Trevor. More problems for Trevor. I think I just saw his car skip the wall. Oh, those fresh tires got the best of him. He tried getting it going too fast and oof. Man, major problems for quite a few drivers now. As Ray is still your current leader. Kane Lee in second. Nick Alves in third. He hasn't pitted since lap 64 as well. As you can see there, Rob just flies around him. Rob's running 31.4 lap times, while the leaders are running about 32.7s to 33s and 33.5s. So he's going to gain a lot of time. These guys, as Ray Lene is now down pit road. We'll see how much time Rob can actually make up on him, because that wasn't a lot of time between those two, the differences of going down pit road. Because Rob pitted on lap 121. It's lap 125 now. So right now, Ray's still down pit road. Rob going down the backstretch. He just got this pit box. The timer started for that. He's at 10 seconds right now. Typically runs about 15-second lap or pit stops. He's down and away, 15.15. Rob's coming through the front stretch. Rob's just now out of pit lane. You see Rob right there, or I'm sorry, Ray right there, and Rob goes right on around him. So strategy at its finest right now. And we'll see how long until these other guys coming down pit road of Kane Lee and Nick Alves. Wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple sponsors. I want to shout out to Chapman for jumping on board for tonight's race. For the Chapman 200 here at Charlotte. It's the marathon race. Longest race of the season here at Racing Revolution. Also want to thank them for bringing us on board. I want to thank Butt Kicker. I think Admin Box for being a personal sponsor of 10-4 Broadcasting. As now Kane Lee gives up the lead to Nick Alves. Rob up to 5th right now. He's about 4 seconds ahead of Ray Lene. And now Nick Alves comes down pit road in that number 24. Peyton Presley. And well, Justice Murphy is now your current leader in that number 12. Camaro. Last time he went down pit road was lap 73. We're on lap 130 here. So these guys are going to be struggling to keep these things on the road, as we saw a couple drivers have issues coming down pit road, even just to be serviced. So the question is, when will they come down pit road? They're the only two on the lead lap. Well, Rob is technically back on the lead lap now.
Wow. So Nick Alves pitting on lap 130, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like your top 6 hasn't so far.
Your top 2.
Ooh.
Justice Murphy and Peyton Presley have not pitted. Rob went down at lap 121. Ray went down at 125. Kevin Orlando went down at 111. But while you are away, major problems for Trevor in that number 13 black rifle car. Spun it coming down pit road and then lost it off of turn 4 on those fresh tires and ultimately brought that baby in.
Wow.
And Caleb Gilbert has still not come back. So it looks like he is done for the night.
Yeah, he may be kind of spotty, kind of touch and go the way I was, but I'm hoping I'm solid now. I should be able to finish out the rest of this one, Tim. That way I won't leave you stranded.
Oh! Ray's in the wall!
I was going to say, tell me you just saw that. Holy cow.
I don't like to reverse in the middle of the race, but this is... Oh, man, that's going to change everything for Ray.
Wow.
has dominated this entire race. And now Rob, who would be the next one to be the really one that's competitive with him right now, is 3.6 seconds ahead of him. Man, we're going to watch his lap time just see if it affects anything. His last lap, he ran a 31.60.
Wow.
That's a game changer right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, talk about a wild turn of events there for the last 20 laps or so here, Tim. I mean, just I mean, man, it's almost you don't want to caution, but you do. But these guys, I mean, are really starting to reel each other in here. You know, your top four. I mean, Ray 7 seconds off the lead, but only a little over 2 seconds off Peyton Presley. Robert Rader's gone ahead and moved his way up into the second position, but it's less than 3 seconds, less than 2 seconds now. Excuse me. He is on the move up there, catching up to Justice Murphy. As it looks like Justice went ahead and is already heading down pit road.
Took that pit road. Now Rob is going to retain your lead at lap 135.
Boy, and here we are again, and I think you may be looking at, Ray Lene kind of trying to reel him in here and try to get around and catch back up. Gone ahead and moved on the inside, taking that second position from the Home Depot machine, and down the front stretch he comes, trying to run him down. But man, he's got a long way to go. He's at less than 4 seconds at this point, but still 4 seconds is a lot of time.
Especially with that damage right now. That's my big concern.
Well, especially with how is it going to affect him at this point? Because right now he's doing really well, but I just don't know if he's going to start dealing with a lot more right rear tire wear that he didn't need. As they get pedaled around here, because I mean, per the standings so far, if the race were to end, let's say in the next 5 to 10 laps, Robert Rader and Ray Lene here really kind of are the only ones out here. I mean, I believe Parker Johnson and Kevin Orlando, those guys are already back about 14 to 15 seconds off Rader. So, these guys have kind of really stretched it out here and, playing the pit game, and getting out in front. So, do we have another pit stop on our hands coming up? Tim, what do you think? I mean, so far everybody's kind of spread out, so I would assume, some catastrophe is going to have to happen to get these guys all smushed back together.
Yeah, and while you were away, there was a couple of catastrophes. Logan Romney spun, hit the outside wall, hit the inside wall on pit road. Trevor went for a spin, so we could have very well had a caution, but those guys kept it off of other people, so that's why we're still green flag here. And these guys are going to have to make one more green flag pit stop.
Yeah, definitely a mix-up here. I believe, only your top 6 are still on the lead lap.
Yeah.
If there is a caution, then Justice Murphy will get the lucky dog, and that'll be our 7th person on the lead lap. But, Justice Murphy and Peyton Presley are the ones who took tires and fuel there at lap 136 and 137. So, they've been probably the latest ones so far. They had, and so they're on the freshest tires out there compared to Robert Rader, who's still out there on much older tires than that.
But this is kind of what I expect from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We look at the Coca-Cola 600, longest race of NASCAR season as well. We will see long green flag runs. Distance will be created between these guys. And right now, Ray Lene is reeling in Rob still. So He's got the gap under 2 seconds. So we're going to have a battle on our hands for the lead here. Still, that just because they get spaced out doesn't mean anything because they're on different pit strategies. Therefore, and they have different driving styles, and their tires are going to be different. So just a lot goes into this race. It's a mental game here at Charlotte.
Yeah, but I mean, mental's one thing, but we still have physical. We got physical damage on the right rear of Ray Lene's car, and I just don't know how detrimental that's going to be to him. I mean, as of right now, it's not affecting him at all. Looks like Robert Rayer did pick up a little time on him on that last lap there, but yeah, but not by much.
Not much.
As I go to say that, Ray Lene goes that and takes shaves off another 0.2 on that turn. So, man, these two guys are really going to have their hands full. When we get here down to 40 to go.
40. I think it's going to come down to the last 10 laps.
Yeah, well, I would fully expect probably one more pit stop. I think one more pit stop, and then it's going to be a shootout, and it's going to be who can survive. Now, I haven't seen either one of these guys racing dirty. No one's, hammered anybody. No one's pushed anybody, or put anybody in the wall. But it's just good, clean, hard racing here of two different strategies. And it's just going to have to see who betters this out.
And this time by, Rob's going to run a 32.39, and Ray ran a 32.43. So they're really neck and neck right now.
Yeah, kind of getting going there. Another person looks like Adam Bowden, pit on lap 142. Travis Gilbert on 138. So yeah, a lot of you guys kind of getting really kind of separated. The field's actually kind of blowing itself apart and getting going around. But speaking of Adam Bowden, I believe he has Robert Rader right on his rear bumper. So now all of a sudden we got Robert Rader running into lap traffic. So not what you want to see when you got somebody trying to run you down. So
yeah,
this will work out great if he wants to try to use the draft. But man, it's going to jam him if he ends up in a turn or something and gets him out of line. So you gotta kind of weigh your options here and kind of pick and choose when he wants to get going. But like I was saying earlier, Adam Bowden did pit on lap 142, so he may actually be able to stay out in front of him a little longer than expected, or hopefully he may or may not race him later on in a couple laps or so.
Now, here's a question for you as an iRacer, Patrick. If you're a lap down right now, what do you got to do to overcome such a thing in such a long green flag run like this?
As in what? Trying to get back on the lead lap or not going another lap down?
I mean, kind of both. I mean, because at this point, do you think with coming up to 50 laps to go, are you like in your mind going, well, I'm not going to win this thing?
Yeah. If I were only one lap down, I might want to pit strategize at that point. See if I can short pit. Probably take a set of right side tires and get back out there and see if when the leaders pit, if I can get around and try to catch up. It does shave off about 7 to 8 seconds, but if I can get full speed and plus him in pit road, the leader in pit road, I got a better chance of trying to get up front. Do I take the chance of him also short pitting? Do I take the chance of him also, getting a good run or just doing a splash and go? There's always that possibility. But man, trying to get back on the lead lap and back out in contention, you're gonna have to give up some to get some. Oh boy, is Adam Bowden there. I kind of took a peek at him, kind of bit the inside of that apron there, got squirrely, almost lost it, and slid up in front of Grant Thorpe there, and then fortunately kept it out of the wall. That was scary. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, he got going, and he must be feeling real proud of those tires because he's pushing that car, and as I thought, Robert Rader was going to catch him, you actually see he's pulled away by almost 8 seconds off of him, so Yeah, he was reeled in, saw him in the rearview mirror, and now that's a joke. He's gone ahead and pulled away and taken off from here.
As we see these two still back up front, Ray and Rob. I mean, the interval between the two really has not changed.
Yeah, I wonder if they've plateaued. If maybe the damage on Ray is starting to take effect.
Right, and that really helps Rob big time.
Yeah, if you look, he's Robert Rader actually, taking that higher mid line there, kind of saving those tires and starting to try to stretch this back out to a 2 second lead. But man, Ray's just got that turn 1, turn 2 down packed. I mean, he is having the time of his life taking that turn 1 and 2. He's able to shave almost 2 to 3 tenths off, and then he just seems to have a little trouble coming out of 4 there.
4 is a big problem.
Yeah, especially running into that tunnel turn. If he's going to start getting a little loose, getting around there. But I would fully believe at this point that we have got one more pit stop on our hands, and one more pit stop can change the game. If Ray decides to short stop, if Raider decides to hang out, 3 laps too long, this could completely change the race at this point. Where it'll give Nick Alves and Kane Lee back there in the 3rd and 4th position a better shot at this, seeing that they're 17 to 19 seconds behind the lead, which I'm sure they would love to get back in contention up here. Get a quick caution or something like that. And be able to kind of crunch this all back together. But I just don't know if this is going to be a shootout unless there's a caution here, Tim. This one may just come down to pit strategy at this point.
I was going to say fuel mileage.
Yeah.
Look at Rob before his pit at 121. He last pitted on lap 65. So it's very close to that 60 laps that you said, actually.
Yeah, I'm running here with about 45 to go. So, I mean, he would be running a lot faster there, but his lap times are definitely falling off here. His fastest time, I believe, is a 30.9, and he's running at 32.6. So, I mean, you just see that tire fall off is really starting to take its toll. But speaking of taking its toll, Ray Linnae has now fallen off, and he's now 2.5 seconds behind. So, yeah, you notice him trying to, push the envelope and trying to run him down may actually be shooting him in the foot.
Yep.
So this is working in the Robert Raiders right into his pocket. Right into the playbook. This is exactly what he's been looking to do is kind of line this up. And prepare for the long haul.
Oh,
I mean,
Ray's coming down pit road.
Is he? Yeah, he may be trying to just go ahead, stop with the slow pit times, and go ahead and pit. Now, if you're Robert Raider, your spotter and your crew chief just told you Ray Linnae pit. What do?
I'm coming down pit road.
I would have to pit this lap because that's the only way I'm going to stay out front.
Yep.
You would have to come down for fuel, 4 tires, and there he goes. Smart move. He has to come down now to get tires on if he wants to stay out front. Yeah, as long as he doesn't speed down pit road
situation.
Yeah, well, now it's going to be the battle of the pit crews at this point. You had a 2.5 second lead, but it's all going to be about your pit box entry. It's going to be about your pit, your pit road exit. And
Ray just threw this race away. Ray just threw it away. He's at 30-second pit stop right now.
What happened?
I think he was repairing all the damage. I think that puts a fork in it.
Unless there's a caution. If he's gambling on a caution, that would be a gutsy move. I don't know if that would have been what I would do.
That's tough.
Yeah, as it looks like Johnston, he came into pit as well. Parker Johnston in the 5th position, but slid through the pit box. So that's going to cost him a little bit there. By going ahead and making his way on out. It looks like Ray a lap down? I think Ray's a lap down now.
Yep, Nick Alves has everybody a lap down.
Wow. Yeah, fixing the damage. I mean, yeah, this
Let's
was
see
now,
how fixed it is.
Hey, he's still got some body damage there. It's still banged up pretty bad. I'm just wondering if it was costing him so much that he had to do a little something to it. But now he's preying on a caution to kind of get them all back together, because he is at this point in time in the lucky dog position.
Yes. All right, I was looking at my notes. With 40 laps to go.
Yeah. Now 40 laps to go. Robert Raiders picked up almost 4 seconds on Nick Alves there. And looks like Nick down pit road? I believe Nick went ahead and came down pit road as well.
Yes.
Okay, so now that's going to kind of dial him back, but they've got to pit. And I believe Nick only went 31 laps on those tires. Yeah, I think he pit lap 130 or 131 there. So, yeah, kind of a short pit there. I may have kind of drugged that out a little bit, but with Robert Raider really putting the moves on him there, getting back in that line, back in his groove, kind of reeling him in and starting to put him behind.
Man, so we're looking at lap times. Rob just ran a 31.28 while Ray ran a 31.34. And 17 seconds back from the leader.
Yeah, that's a tall hill to climb. I mean, you would have to almost pray for caution at this point to try to salvage this race.
Do you
still
pray like
Ray's
Ricky Bobby?
got a top 5.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but Ray does still have himself a top 5 right now. And Kevin Orlando, really a whole lot of bit of bad luck this race, is actually in 3rd.
Yeah.
So I mean, kind of stick to it. Put your head down. Take a little instruction from what your spotter's saying and your crew chief, and really be able to just hit your marks and do your job. And man, and there he is right there, third position, and just you can't say much more about that, other than he is where he want to be. Everyone wants to win, but being able to come from behind, getting spun out, with Kane Lee there earlier in the race, and be in 3rd position right now is really something. I believe him and Justice Murphy might just be next to each other here, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, and you think about this, Ray Lane has to get by these two before he even thinks about getting to the lead.
Yeah. He's
And good
18
luck.
seconds off there and 7 seconds off the back bumper of Kevin Orlando here in the 27 machine, as he goes ahead and, man, look at that. Just go ahead and slices right on around, kind of triangulates that turn. Boy, Justice Murphy is not happy about that one, as he's going to go ahead and press his luck, kind of push him around the track. So with 34 laps to go, I would fully expect a little car contact to start happening. We've spent almost 170 laps together, and it's time to start trading paint with somebody other than the wall. Man. Yeah, as it looks like, Kevin Orlando riding that outside line, kind of holding him there. So, that line should hold him, kind of keep it down. Yeah, good speed for the backstretch, but keep in mind, Justice Murphy hanging there on the inside, using that door draft to kind of hold him up a little higher than he wanted to, but Kevin Orlando, great job staying up top and keeping true to that line, and has now gone ahead and put some distance.
And
as he moved up in the 2nd position.
Let's talk about that hold up. Them doing that let Ray Lene catch him, and he's only 4.7 seconds back.
Yeah, 4.7 seconds with 33 laps to go. That's still he's got to make that move, and he still has a lot of damage on that right rear of that car.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just, man, talk about, your top dog. And not every time you see, somebody come out here and lead, 160 laps and and kind of either fall down from one little misstep, or absolutely own the whole thing without a scratch. So you can't always have one or the other. He's kind of, it seems, a little pit strategy, and that extended pit stop may have really cost him this race.
I don't think Rob has any scrapes or scratches. I think he's actually been able to keep it clean, surprisingly.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, nope, there it is. They say he smacked the wall a little bit with that right rear.
A little nudge. Always got to keep the body guys in business. Yeah, as it looks like Ray Linnae going ahead and worked around, I believe, Thorpe there. And is now trying to kind of buckle down here and kind of taking a look at the back bumper of Justice Murphy there. So, body damage or not, we are still doing a great job. Only a second off that car for the third position. So, I mean, at this point, as long as Robert Rader can keep his car clean and just hit his marks, I think he might want to have this one in the bag. And per the schedule, that would give him 3 in a row, would it not?
3 in a row, baby. He was able to win. I got my notes here. He won at... Trying to see what their schedule was. He won at the Auto Club Speedway and Richmond.
Wow.
3 totally different style tracks.
Yeah, so Auto Club is your super speedway, lots of speed, and you really got to hang out that 3/4 to that top line of that track. It's kind of suicide taking the bottom, and then Richmond's the exact opposite. You got that's more your short track, and you're bumping and banging, and he win there. So, him being, 19 seconds off Kevin Orlando in the second position, which Ray Linnae here in the third position is starting to creep up his bumper, is really, really something here. I mean, these guys are really duking it out, but yeah, that extended pit stop, we may have to have a chat with him about why or what he was doing. Was he making a quick adjustment? Did something happen? Because like I said, this may have really cost him here.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. He's going to go to the inside here of Kevin Orlando. Kevin's going to give him that lane. He knows he's much faster right now. But, I mean, like you said, shoot, Kevin still sitting P3 on the podium.
Yeah, and not bad. I mean, nothing against Ray Linnae there. I mean, with the pit stop, I think it cost him the win. It didn't cost him the race. He's still second place. 21 seconds off the lead. Still, I think it cost him the race. The win, but not the race. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, as you can see, Ray Linnae working around Kevin Orlando there, and it just goes to show you what 14-lap pressure tires will do. Is being able to really kind of take your pick and choose what lane you want to do, rather than a set of worn tires, and you got to kind of pick and choose. Do I want to be aggressive this lap, or should I stop being aggressive? I got to slow down. Does it look like Nick Alves? Boy, he's making some moves there. He might be firing for that third position as well. So as I said before, Kevin Orlando really kind of staying up front there is actually starting to wind back. Nick Alves hit on lap 162. He was the one who hit the latest out of the top 3. Is now starting to pick up the pace here with 25 laps to go. Tim.
Justice Murphy down pit road now.
So your 6th position just went down pit road.
Are these guys good?
Unknown. I would assume. When was the last time Justice Murphy pit?
It doesn't tell me anymore since he just went in.
Yeah, I thought Justice Murphy pit like 130 something. And then now it's kind of starting to kind of be an issue. Travis Gilbert is the one in 7th position, pit on lap 138. So yeah, I would assume probably Travis Gilbert would probably have to pit as well, because that'd be making that 60 lap stretch. Huh. And we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. I don't think Robert Rader or Ray Linnae will have to kind of keep it together. Oh, boy. As Justice Murphy kind of sliding around the track, took the front tires off. Yeah, and oh, man, almost ate it. But a lot of great driving out of these drivers tonight. I mean, they are getting, slick. They are kind of spinning. I mean, that one was almost, a 20, 25-degree slide. I mean, he was kind of starting to stare toward that A-pillar, but go ahead and straighten it back up, was able to kind of feather the throttle there, get her back under control. Man, yeah, great driving tonight. And Nick Alves has now moved into the second position. Wow. Yeah, big mover right now and a whole lot of speed. As Ray Linnae goes ahead and steps aside, Nick Alves moving on up. But, man, it's between second, third, and fourth. I mean, these guys are kind of spread apart by about 3 seconds. Nick Alves really with the time to beat, with his lap time so far. He's running 0.2 of a second faster than Ray Linnae. And I bet you Ray's starting to feel it now. As this is right about the time where he started figuring out last time that his, that damage on that right rear is starting to cost him.
Yeah, and even Nick Alves is faster than our current leader.
Yeah, really. Now, I was going to say, Robert may also be kind of trying to take it easy with 20 to go, doing a little fuel savings or whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of trying to be nice and easy because he's out there all alone. With no one around him, but I mean a 20-second lead. I mean, if he can hold it, I mean if I were Robert Rader leading by that much, I'm looking for a lapped car and kind of follow behind for some draft at this point because I'm just worried about fuel mileage. Will he stretch and make it to the end? And we'll have to see about that because it may be a Jeff Gordon deal where he as 200 feet before the finish line, he runs out of gas and he can't even do his burnouts at the end. Man, but he is driving the tires off these cars here. Nick Alves still doing a great job staying in front of Ray Linnae, and I think Ray's just kind of praying he can kind of keep his draft there before he kind of falls back off of him. Because it looks like we got another one. It looks like Gilbert. Yep, Travis Gilbert that I was saying was pit around lap 1, I believe 138. Now is pitting at lap 180, so he's going ahead and bringing it down. So we're kind of seeing that fuel mileage being about that 60 lap mark. So Robert Rader did pit on lap 159, which is well within that 60 lap mark.
Yep.
But if he didn't get a full tank, that may have, I would assume he did, and his pit crew did their job for him to stretch this all the way to the end.
As long as they wasn't Bubba Wallace's pit crew, it'd be, he's good.
But yeah, we're taking a little look at Robert Rader here. It looks like 12 car of Justice Murphy starting to pick up a little speed, get one of those laps back, passing there on the inside. Nice, good clean move. If you're Robert Rader, you definitely just let him go on by. It ain't worth your time. Ain't worth, you're still leading. You still got 20 seconds on that second position. But man, coming around lapped cars, oof. Did you see that, Tim? You see that front end kind of float on him?
Yes, I did.
Man, he's got to be careful. He's got 16 laps to go to win this thing, so he's got to kind of keep up. And that's why I was saying, kind of trying to stay close to these lapped cars and try to use them for the draft here a little bit to work him on his way on around the track. Yeah, I believe he's catching up on Parker Johnston, which is really interesting as he is the last one on the lead lap. Pit on the same lap as Robert Rader did on 159, but he's 31 seconds behind. He's looking at the leader right behind him in the 5th position.
He's coming fast.
Yeah. And I mean, 14 to go here. I mean, it's kind of...
Somebody's in the wall.
Oh.
He was at him.
Is it Bowden? Yeah. See, we'll take a peek. See if anything. Let me see if anything's going on there. Yeah, He may have had that damage a little earlier. He's got something folded up right at that right rear tire, right in front of right in front of the wheel. Kind of looking a little bit like Linne's car there, but yeah, not as bad. Oh yeah, yeah, looking great. As it looks like Robert Rader may be tuning into the broadcast, or we think alike, but he's sucking up that draft kind of behind him. The 324, I believe, Travis Gilbert, fresh tires, man, just let him go. That car is going to be fast. Oh boy, as they get ready to mix it up here in the turn one. Ooh,
Oh!
here we go. Here we go. This may be Ray Linne's wish, is to get that caution.
Man.
Holy cow, that was close.
That was really close.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Robert Rader may have just seen his race flash before his eyes. 'Cause that could have been right there. Wow, yeah, as it looks like he is kind of juggling around to figure out if he's going to put fifth or another lap down. Yeah, it looked like Johnson might just kind of nudge that wall a little bit, and then he's going to go ahead and walk on around him. So, yeah, I mean, clean racing. Not much really happened with Robert Rader there. As we are boiling down to just about 10 to go. I believe 11 at this point, and just, man, what a race here. I mean, of these guys really mashing it up. We've had a few cautions, couple wrecks, pit strategy changes, lead changes, and who you wouldn't think would win is the one really putting it here in the bag. You win race one, you win race two. We got some chatters out there saying don't count him out. Well, boy, he showed us. I didn't count him out, but man, I didn't think he'd really come back like this. I mean, this right here is almost reminds me of a phoenix. He just kind of rose up from the dead there and is now, taking off. He's still, to this lap right now, holding a 20-second lead over Nick Alves in the second position, Ray Linne in the third by 21 seconds, and Kevin Orlando by 30 seconds. So, just way to go, Robert Rader, to be able to take this away as we're coming down with 9 laps to go here, Tim. Maybe a quick little shout-out for our sponsors here as we get ready to wind down.
Yeah, I want to give a huge shout-out to Chapman Environmental Services. I want to thank them for coming on board. As you see, the car that they're sponsoring is really killing it here tonight. Also want to give a huge shout-out to Butt Kicker. If you have not checked them out, make sure you do. It could take your whole sim racing experience to another level, as Patrick said before. And then shout out to Admin Box. I want to thank them for coming on board with us here at 10-4 Broadcasting. Make sure you check them out. You could be out here racing while you're adminning the race. Really easy with a breeze. Just some buttons to push for black flags, yellow flags, clear this, add a lap for that. It couldn't get any easier. And you can use promo code 10-4-box with 2 X's to get yours today for $125. So make sure you check them out.
Oh yeah, an admin box. What a wonderful tool that would be. Being able to not mess around with the keyboard or anything. I know I say it 100 times, but man, the whole thing is, if when I'm racing, the last thing I can do is look down at that keyboard. While I've already got 2 hands on the wheel, being able to reach over and hit that quick sim button or whatever I'm looking to do for that race, give somebody a wave around or something like that is really, really where you want to be. And it also helps race control out a whole bunch as well. But man, back to the race here. We are about 5 to go here, Tim, and it looks like he has gone ahead and lapped position 4. So
wow.
Orlando now a lap down. So man, this is something. He's not going to catch Ray, but I think that will be just about it. So to say the top 3 are the only ones who are not a lap down at this point after 200 laps, is a driving accomplishment at this point. Is being able to the guys who were able to stick it out didn't get really messed up, didn't have to take it to the garage due to mechanical problems, or internet connection issues like I was having there. But staying out front, I mean, you gotta love it. I mean, you see Robert Rader, he was back in front, and then he saved that extra set of tires, and it seems to be paying off for him so far. And you can't say he did anything wrong.
No, it really is. And earlier I said, a call that he had made got ramsacked by a situation with other drivers getting involved with each other, and I thought that was it for him. But man, what a great win that he's going to have here tonight at Charlotte.
Yeah, and really, for him to just come out of the blue and come back after this, I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. In that Chapman Environmental Services Ford he's running out there today. It just clean car, clean race out of him today. But he just has the line. He knows what to do, and he knows what needs to be done week in and week out here, Tim.
As we come down to 2 to go. Man, when was the last caution? Do you even know what lap the last caution was? Actually, I got it right here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was probably 120 something, maybe? 120, 130? Yeah, it's been a while.
I think it's farther than that. Oh, now my stuff disappeared. Dang.
Now you done it. As we're coming down, 1 to go. White flag is out. Man, Robert Rader taking home the win here tonight. I mean, just an absolute blast. Him just absolutely dominating. I mean, absolutely dominated. I mean, took this by a 20-second lead. Nick Alves coming in the second position. As long as he can keep his car here, I mean, we are looking at, if we roll back here, Nick Alves diving through turn 3, just kind of give you a depth comparison. He is, leading by almost, two-thirds of the track here. And there we go. Nick Alves crosses that lane. And speaking of which, that will give us Ray Linnae finishing in the third position. So what a blast. What a crazy race. And really just one to be admired right now out of Robert Rader.
And then Ray Linnae going to come home in third. Kevin Orlando fourth. Hey, top 5 for him. Parker Johnston in 5th. Justice Murphy 6th. Travis Gilbert 7th.
Give me that
Adam
zoom on
Bowman.
53. Check out them tires getting burned off. Oh, yeah.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
Man, yeah, and what a race. You see not a scratch on that car. I mean, a little rubber and things like that, but everything looking good. Yeah, everything looks great,
there.
man.
I just a few people out there.
What a race. What a race here by Robert Rader, being able to take this car and do what he wanted to do with it, and make things happen. I love it.
Man, such a good. I love it for him. He was able to keep calm and pull it off. Big props to him.
Oh yeah, that's the right scene you want there, Tim.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna kind of rope in Ray Linnae here and kind of see what he has to say about the race, because he's got to be slightly frustrated. I mean, you own that much of the race and then just kind of drop slightly short, and really kind of a bummer there a little bit for him, but he's still placed third, rocking around there. But man, we're kind of trying to reel some of these guys in. I know they're getting tied up there, and I
think we got everybody.
We're going to get Ray here, and I believe we got Ray in the booth. Ray, you got a copy on us, bud?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, talk me through the race. You were leading so well, and then just a crazy turn of events. I mean, walk me through how it went.
Well, I was good. What I seen is everybody else was overdriving the entry. They wasn't backing the turn up, and I was waiting to get back in the gas. And then after they pitted, I waited about 5 or 6 laps and I pitted, and I ended up slapping the wall. That's what hurt me. So
Yeah, we did see you get kind of back there in, sixth, seventh position. Even one time, I believe you were in third or fourth, and you can drive that car. It's almost, you know exactly where the edges are. You were able to kind of get behind somebody, slice behind another driver, draft them, move back up to the high side, and get back out front, and then just take off. And what ended up happening and kind of get you up into that wall? Was it, the endurance issue kind of going on, or did you start having some mechanical issues?
my kid came running through the house, so I headed out the door.
Oh man. Oh man.
Which country do you want to ship him off to?
It'd be all right. She's
Nah.
only 5 years old, so.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, I was still telling me you got a podium finish here tonight, but man, what ended up happening there in pit road? We saw that you and Robert Rader were kind of taking it easy there, and your pit took a lot longer than we expected. Normally you got that about that 14, 15 second. Yours was over 30. Were you trying to fix some of the damage?
Yeah, I had 45 seconds of damage, so I knew the car was hurt. So
Ah, okay.
just trying to fix some of it.
Man, but what a blast. What a great drive you had tonight. Here at 10-4 Broadcasting, when you place podium, we do give you a little bit of a chance to give a shout out to your sponsors, anybody watching or anything you'd like to go ahead and say right before we let you sign off for the night.
I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting the race. I'd like to thank Robert and everybody for putting on the league. And I mean, besides that, that's about it.
All right, bud. Well, we won't put you on the spot too bad there, but hopefully we'll see you in Winner's Circle next race. Tim, where are we? Where are we next week?
Next week we're at Dover.
Dover. How you feeling about that track?
No, I lied.
Good there.
No, I told the truth. Never mind.
This guy. Make up your mind. Is it Dover we're at?
Yes.
Okay, so the Monster Mile. How are you feeling about that one?
I'm good there as long as I don't hit the wall or anything stupid.
All right. All right. Well, we appreciate that, Ray. We'll keep an eye out for you on that next run.
All right, man. Thank you.
Right, and there's Ray Lene, big dog of the night. Led most of the laps here tonight, and then kind of clipped the wall. And just goes to show you, just a slight mishap. A slight mishap can really kind of change your race. But speaking of changing the race, Nick Alves, coming up from out of nowhere, Nick Alves was able to really overcome what you wouldn't expect. He was kind of tumbling around the back. We saw that 24 car just absolutely, roll back about 5 from last place and finish his second here. And I believe we got Nick here in the booth. Nick, you got a copy on us?
Yes, I do.
Man, boys, Tim got a bunch of questions for you tonight.
I wasn't expecting that line. That's pretty funny. Man, Nick, you at one point, I'm trying to think of what point the race was. It was kind of a longer one, so my brain is mushed from everything that happened. I think at one point you were probably running near the middle to back end because you guys decided to stay out. What was I believe your process was to stay out, so you had those extra set of tires. How did that play into you coming back and finishing at second place here tonight?
So we qualified very well, qualified second. And then me and my team, we decided we knew we were going to get a competition caution on lap 50. So we decided we're not going to come in regardless if there is a caution. We're going to wait until lap 50 to pit. So I believe it was the second to last caution around lap 90-ish was the last time we pitted under caution. Caution came out again, maybe I think it was 10 laps later. And we're all like, okay, cool. Tire fall off, we're gonna feel it, but not that bad. Actually, we felt it super bad. But no, we decided to do a little bit of undercutting under the green flag stops. We just decided as soon as we knew we could make it to the end, we just decided to come in and then and it ended up working out for us.
Yeah, and after that last pit stop, looks like you pit the last time you went down pit road was lap 161, which was about 4 laps after Ray. What? How were you able to reel him in and make that final move to come home in P2?
So actually, I believe it was after the last caution we had, that long green flag run. I got a line that I felt super comfortable with, that I wasn't killing my tires. So I ended up using that line the rest of the race. And I knew once Ray pitted, even his tires being 4 laps older than mine, I was going to have a little bit of speed, but not as much as you would think. But me running the same line I did constantly throughout the race with my tire fall off not as bad, which he even said it too. He actually ended up hitting the wall, he said, a little bit. So it actually helped me catch up to him. But once I got past him, he wasn't able to catch back up to me.
Awesome. Well, great job tonight. Coming home, you're actually the only person on the grid, looking through my notes, that started and finished where they qualified. So, great job being able to come back and overcome. Such a long race. 200 laps at Charlotte is no easy feat. Next week it's only 120 laps at Dover, which will fly by. But anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, quick shout out to my main sponsor, Coastal Financial. If you guys need any financial help, look them up on Facebook, on their regular internet page, coastalfinancial.com. Also to Chapman Environmental for hopping on this year as our main sponsor for the series. And also, I want to give a big shout out to you guys at 10-4 Broadcasting. Thanks for bailing us out with the rest of the broadcast for this season. You guys do an awesome job, and can't wait to see what else we do the rest of the season with you guys.
Awesome.
Man,
Again, congratulations, Nick. And honestly, from us, thanks for those kind words. We're excited for your guys' season. Hats off to all of you because, I think what was the tally? Only 3 or 4 cautions. I don't even think it was 4. But, that says a lot about you guys and what you guys can put together.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, it was definitely a war of attrition tonight, but thanks again.
alrighty. And that is Nick Alves, man. And what qualified in second and placed in second. I mean, that is
I
that
think
is
it was much easier to qualify in second than it was to pull off the second place
yes,
finish.
yes, and especially like we were saying with that pit strategy and everything else, him having to kind of really wrangle in where to be and where to go. But speaking of where to be and where to go, Robert Rader goes ahead and takes the win here tonight, and just out of a crazy turn of events, decides we talked to him earlier about saving those tires, and he ends up with an extra set, and it paid off here tonight. He was able to keep Ray Lene behind him, and I believe we have him here in the booth. Robert Rader, you got a copy?
I got you.
Man, 10-4 broadcasting here. Glad to have you up here in the booth as our race winner tonight. Talk me through. You had to have had so much patience out there, just kind of waiting for these guys to kind of have that tire fall off, and then for you to capitalize. I mean, is that kind of the game plan you had from the beginning, or did you have something else in mind?
Well, definitely expected long runs, and potentially like that really long run at the end with multiple pit stops. So um, it was definitely going to be about saving tire, and fortunately it worked out okay. I was a little bit scared there because when we first started that long green run, I think I was about 10 lap deficit on the tires, and I thought the race was probably over if it went green. And then I guess those guys were just running too hard, and I was saving that whole run and ended up getting back to second, and then it was just battling out with Ray.
Yeah, Ray did end up with some damage there a little bit, and I think it really cost him. He did try to take a little extra time in pit and try to repair, and boy, that really just that pushed your lead out there. I mean, farther than I think you expected. You did finish 20 seconds in front of Nick Alves in the second position. I mean, is that how you normally finish these races? I mean, just by absolutely dominating?
Not normally. I mean, really, the first couple races, James Loveland was faster than me, and tonight Ray was faster, and just circumstance kind of helps me out a little bit. I mean, there's definitely some speed there and helps put you in position, but I really wish we could have seen what James could have done tonight. I know he got in trouble right at the beginning of the race, then parked it because he didn't want to drive a wrecked car for 200 laps, which is understandable. So, it. I wish we could have had all the heavy hitters running the whole way through this thing because it really would have been a war. And I wish Ray wouldn't have hit the wall there either because I mean we ran a nice long run at the end there, but it would have been a battle for sure. He was going to give it back to me, no doubt.
Yeah, and we do keep an eye out on all the leagues. Well, we do, and nothing against, but I've never seen, a race really this long with so few cautions. You guys raced really well. It seems everyone knew the car. It's just couple mishaps here and there, and then you guys only a couple cars really got folded up. I mean, I believe there was only I believe the one wreck that involved more than one vehicle. I mean, most of them were just single car spinouts or hitting the wall or anything. But out of the Racing Revolution League here, I mean, this is really something. Doing 200 laps here at Charlotte, and I knew, I believe, even our top 10, if not the 9, we're all still on the track at the end. Normally, everybody kills each other in the first, quarter of the race. But, hats off to you guys to be able to make it for so far. But throwing back to you, I mean, with you, this will be your 3rd win of the season so far. Am I mistaken?
That is correct. That's 3 for 3 so far. People are going to start hating me soon if they don't already. So.
All right, Jimmy Johnson.
I was going to say, they may start putting weight in your car to try to slow you down a little bit, but how are you feeling about Dover next week? I mean, you got 120 miles to put down at Dover. You feeling pretty confident there? Or, I mean, right now your confidence has to be sky high.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dover is a good track for me, but it's another one of those tracks, kind of like tonight, where, if you run it too hard out of turn 2 or turn 4 and kill the wall, your race is done. So, with no fast repair in this league, we believe in the guys. We don't need one. And you saw tonight we don't need one. So,
Yep.
that just really penalizes you if you step over. And Dover's an easy track to step over the line. So it'll be really interesting. Big key to these races is just not beating yourself. And so far, so good. But I'm sure it'll bite me at some point this season for sure.
Yeah, super fast track, concrete. I mean, man, I'm excited to see. I mean, just from what happened tonight, what you guys have to offer next week, and us being able to broadcast and show everybody out there what you guys are capable of. I mean, just was an absolute joy and a treat for me tonight. But here at 10-4, Will, I told even Ray that we give you a chance to go ahead and give a shout out here toward the end for any of your sponsors or friends that may be watching. You did have a bunch of them in the stream, so make sure you thank them as well.
Well, that's good to hear. I sent it out, so glad some people tuned in. So shout out to anybody who watched. I know Sean watches pretty much all the races, my buddy Sean, so shout out to him. And then, my family, and then, Chapman Environmental Services on the car, but also sponsoring the league and the sponsor of the race tonight. So that's a triple sponsorship that went really well for them tonight. So really happy for them. And then Butt Kicker for coming on board and giving us a grand prize to drive for this year is pretty cool. So really happy to have Butt Kicker on the car in a much smaller way, but on the car. And then you guys for coming on and broadcasting. We really appreciate you guys coming in, stepping in, and you guys do a fantastic job, and we're really happy to have you. And actually, one more. I do have to shout out, you made a mention of it, but everybody in the league for running a 200-lap race at Charlotte and having only the couple of cautions that we had is a huge testament to the people that are in here, and it's just a really good group of guys to be with, and I'm glad to have everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, man, we were great. We were great to have you, and appreciating us allowing us to host your race tonight. But man, the triple whammy there with Chapman's. What talk about it? A win-win-win for them, and seeing their car, leading up in the front and then taking the win. So, man, what great race, and we hope to see you in winner's circle possibly for a 4th shot there at Dover. So, Robert Rader, we'll let you sign off, bud, and we appreciate you coming out and racing tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good evening, and thanks to anybody who is watching. We appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Robert Rader. Tim, final thoughts, bud.
Man, what a great long race. You know, we've broadcasted races at longer tracks, bigger tracks than this, 100 laps, and they would go on for 3-4 hours. This 200 lap race here at Charlotte, a little over 2 hours, which is fantastic timing. You know, and that's a testament to, as he said, these guys put on a heck of a race for us. They did it in such great fashion, clean. You know, some guys had some technical issues. Some guys had issues that they overcame and was able to make a great finish out of it. And man, 3-0 is how Rob's going to start this season.
Yeah, 3-0 is really something to be proud of. Speaking of 3, that was 200 laps at a mile, and that was 300 miles these guys drove. And next week we're looking at 120 miles, much shorter. I mean, less than half there at Dover. But Dover is a lot of speed, unexpected from such a short track. And I expect a lot more bumping and banging there. You know, but it's hard to say even with the way these vehicles are going now. But yeah, I hope everybody out there who's tuned in tonight is able to tune in next week for us at Dover for the 120. And yeah, go ahead, Tim. You're the man.
Just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. You know, we have a packed week every week here at 10-4 Broadcasting. If you just love watching racing, we got a race on Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, now Wednesday nights, and also next Thursday with the IRL League. Just want to thank everybody for your support to us. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And you can also find us on Twitch. And also another quick shout out to all the sponsors. Chapman, I want to thank them for coming on board for this league. And also want to thank Butt Kicker. And a huge shout out to Admin Box for what they do here at 10-4 Broadcasting for us. But